Hi all, today I'd like to try something new. I'd like to try to read up from this piece of paper I made. Um, I'd like to start talking about no, I'm gonna try again. I'd like to talk to you about blame in this video, and I guess the best way to start out is by sort of saying the title was a trick title. Not that I intend to use that a lot, but I guess to some extent it's the best catchphrase I can think of speaking about what I do in these more or less one-way videos that I'm currently making. Anyway, the trick is I'll go right over good and bad and jump right into saying it's neither, and that is about it I have to say about is blame good or bad. But here comes why I think blame is in fact impossible. Let me give you an example. Someone kicks a ball that flies into a window that breaks and the glass falls down and cut an irreplaceable table. Now most people would say let's blame the one that kicks the ball, but the ball because if he didn't kick it, the ball would not have smashed the window and so on. Okay, fair enough, but let's try and see it from another angle. What about the person that invented the ball? If he hadn't invented the ball, then the person couldn't have kicked it and started the action. So the action, or rather the blame, starts with the man who made the ball. But also, what happens if you take the person who who made the window and says if he didn't make that window, then wouldn't have been able to break and so on. So the blame is the window makers. Or how about the person that made the table? If they had mass produced it, there wouldn't have been a problem either. So the blame is the table manufacturers, or is it in fact impossible to blame anyone? Now I know that this is just an example and so on, but we can go on and on saying stuff like if the parents raised better or didn't get a child and so on. But it all just shows that, as some people say in books that have now become holy to others, if you must blame anyone, blame the one who created this, because if they didn't create this, it wouldn't have happened. And that actually is meant, no matter how much you look at it, that is always the point you will get to. Unless you don't believe in something or someone created this, then things are different. I mean, then you can't really blame them now, can you? But it ends up going back to people that are dead. So why not just say, whoops, a mistake was made and let's move on. Now there are of course situations where you can blame, and that is on those few situations where someone does something on purpose. But in most cases it is not basically but in most cases, if not basically all cases, things are done or happen because of too little knowledge, and in most cases you knew exactly what was going to happen, but you didn't tell because it was just a possibility in your mind and you weren't sure they wouldn't find out before it went wrong, which makes you to blame for it if things go wrong. So in that same sense, blame does have a sort of life, but 90% of the time it's not the person involved that can be blamed, because mistakes and errors happen because we don't know exactly what we head into, and we can't find out because of an unknown factor, like a meteor rock coming down or rain on a sunny day. Sure, they should have educated themselves, but what about why didn't you make sure they knew about how to drive a car before you waved goodbye to them? what I'm trying to say is, if you can't blame a creator, then blame yourself for not being there to help, or others for not being there to help, and those that taught them how to help for not doing it right, or for not teaching them right, or the teachers. And while we are at it, why don't we just forget about blaming, cause else we could sit here and do nothing but blame until we die, and that ain't funny. So that's it for me for now, and I hope that gave you some food for your thoughts, and that you will be able to see things from a different view, and sort of be able to get on with things faster than you would have before you heard this video. Of course, because that means I have helped you, but not in that sense. I just mean, I hope there's something you can use here, because that would be great. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Bye bye.